Hi, welcome back to Tao of Twang. I'm Dave. So we are just going to go right on with this. Okay. Video a couple days ago really broke it down a little bit more about the melodic ideas and what scales we're using with this and stuff. And I'll cover that today as well as we go. And this one won't be as long, but because what I did here is I made a solo that was, I don't know how many bars it was, 16 bars or something. Out of all this jamming that I've been doing on this progression, many of you have been jamming on it as well because I've talked to you about it and seen it in the comments. Now, you don't always need to do this, but if you're playing a gig, you're playing, you're practicing with a band, or you just want to get a little more sophisticated with your whole musicianship. Um, the jamming's great. I love that. It's my favorite thing. Um, but sometimes you got to, here's the guitar solo portion of the song. This is what we're going to do at the gig or whatever, right? So we got to, you know, do some work on shaping a solo that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and some, chunks, I call it. So I'm going to chunk this one out for you. Chunks are just like what happened here, what happened here, what happened here, right? Rather than just a big long line of tab that drives everybody nuts. So this isn't going to be a note for note deal, but I'm going to really spell it out what's going on in that intro solo if you like that style, if you're interested in that. So the first thing is this. Well, I think I missed a note in there, but I'll go back over it. Again, it's not note for note, but that look familiar? B major pentatonic. Now I think I started without playing the root. Probably didn't even go all the way back. Stuff like that. Okay, so remember, we're chunking. We're not note for note here. But I will play a couple of these things slowed down, just different versions of them, so you can get the idea. This is that. Somebody asked me specifically about this maneuver, that kind of quicker move that I'm doing in a lot of different places in this style, and that's the kind of the it's just a basic blues a technique or riff phrasing a la Crossroads style. I mean, let's give credit, honestly, right? I mean, that's right. And then later on, Leonard Skinner and Fish and everything else in the world that really gets into these kind of 5 chord jams. Um, so in the rock blues style. So let's slow that down. And you just work out on that. Get in there and don't worry about the note for note. Just you can also do it when you're kind of bending down from here. It's kind of one continuous motion. That's a little tricky at first. There's a phrase that you should, probably, you should, it's not that you should do any of that. I don't like to get into that. Here's what you have to do. But this is standard, vocabulary. Okay. So that's what I'm doing in that first chunk. Then kind of found a way to kind of get up to this B minor pentatonic area, but I actually played a major kind of into a mic, right? And it's not, don't get too hung up on the labeling everything. But here's what went on. That's another cream, Crossroads era. Those are the same notes. But putting that bend from that A note back up to that B. Yeah, sounds good. All right. Then I just did some, kind of stuff in this minor pentatonic blues shape right here. Crossroads, right? There's another place you can do. So there's two little workouts you want to get right there. Okay. Now maybe we should just learn crossroads, right? But I'm showing you kind of for me, one of the real places where my style originates, right? It's that everybody doesn't have to go back and do all of this, but I really went after that. That was one of the, had a handful of records or whatever. I'm not going to get into the old school, discussion and all that. Now you can throw on YouTube and see somebody do it perfectly. I go back now and I'm like, whoa, I hadn't really been playing that right for 35 years. But I don't get hung up on it, right? I just take what I need from it and leave the rest. And I encourage you to do that as well. So we got something like this. Okay, that's the idea. Go back and watch that a couple times. Don't worry about the note for note stuff so much. Just get those shapes and those locations. Then I went on up to really just still in that. Or more of a minor pentatonic, I guess. Sometimes I have to kind of trace it back out to see, because I don't think about all this all the time when I'm playing, but I try to, put the pieces together for you. So I guess when I moved up to here, I was still in that minor, right? Because okay. Then, so that's kind of involving that D natural, right? Usually bending it, even if it's kind of a quarter bent, kind of halfway between those. All right. But when I got to here, I did clearly, I went into E major. Okay, so move forward from Crossroads a couple years, and now you're, into those first Allman Brothers records. Okay, and then back to some kind of pentatonic blues scale. And I think I'm going to sew all these parts together for you here in a second. I think the last thing I did after I got up there, so that kind of stuff was right. So that's This is a Dwayne Allman thing. You play around with like letting it down different distances. And just hang out. I mean, turn your track on and just get into that. It might hurt your hand if you're not used to it. Okay. Now, in that intro, I think I closed it with, just a straight up Crossroads thing to kind of sign off on it, right? Um, so this is going to be just like the intro that I played earlier, but this will be kind of another version of the same solo composition, but it always comes out a little different. Okay. I know that's a lot. And, you know, sometimes you might think, man, I wish he would break that down note for note. Well, for one thing, it 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 could be done that way. Um, but it would there would be so much investment and time. And honestly, if you're gonna spend that much time, I'll be the first one to say, go spend that time on somebody that's mastered those licks. Learn that Crossroads solo the whole way through, or something. Really, that'd be a great way to really invest some serious time. On this channel, you don't have to have all of those skills lick for lick, note for note. It's more conceptual. But today I did really break it down mechanically more, as per some of your requests, and I hope that that's helpful. And if it may also serve to inform you of the things that you really want to drill down into more, right? He keeps saying Crossroads. You know, what's up with that? Well, go look into that. And then, meet back here, and watch some of the videos and drop me some notes and chat with some of the other folks. And I see a lot of kind of work being done on the side with the comments and stuff that's really good. And I would really encourage people to post videos too of themselves playing over the backing track and using these skills, because then we could really get the community support going more, I think. But I just appreciate everybody spending time with the channel and me, and I just really feel great every time I jump on there and see that people are having fun and learning things and giving feedback and criticisms and just making the whole thing, being part of it. I really appreciate it. Okay? Talk to you next time.